right, welcome to episode 6 of the Wyld Farm Family Fun Show. On today's episode, we will cover in the kitchen with kids, and then we also have a special guest where you'll get to hear some live music. And so tons of fun today. If you're just joining us, the Wyld Farm Show is all about farm, food, family, and most importantly, fun. And so we bring on guests from all walks of life within all of those areas, connect the dots, have some authentic conversations and storytelling, and most importantly, get to learn a little bit about what they're doing in the world and make a lot of fun out of it. And so Nick and I have had a blast for the first 5 episodes, and this episode will be no different. I will say that I have my Christmas or my holiday attire on, Papa Bear shirt, and then my kids made these Frosty and Elf pictures that they wanted to display on the show. So I hope everybody loves that. But I'm going to kick it over to Nick to share a message with us.
Yeah, well, Troy, thank you so much, and you wear the Papa Bear shirt very, very well, brother. So thank you for sharing and being festive. And Troy, it's I can't believe it's at 6 episodes, and this has just been it's been such a gift to do this and collaborate and conspire this awesome show with you. And so I just want to acknowledge you for all of the work that you do to help make this happen, and just your presence, your questions. So thank you. And Merry Christmas to you and your family and your newest additions to the family on the wall. So
But like holiday characters to add.
So I just want to drop in real quick. We talk a lot about family, food, and what's present for me. I received some sad news this past Friday. With my 99-year-old grandmother passing away. And she was an amazing storyteller, a great cook, and I just have all these memories of spending time with family over these expansive festive feasts at Christmas and Thanksgiving. And so though the loss of her weighs heavy, the memory and the stories that I have and will hold on to will forever be a part of me, and it will forever be a part of the food that I cook for my family. And I just want to share a real quick story. So it involves a farm. And so my grandma, she 99 years old, Grandview. So when she passed away, so she grew up in Nebraska and grew up on a farm. And her father, for some reason, I have to get to the bottom of this, but her father owned an avocado farm in California. And so she would go there when she was like up to the age of kindergarten, so 4, 5, 6 years old. And she'd go to San Diego. And then her family would bring back all of these avocados to Nebraska. And they didn't really know what to do with all of these avocados in Nebraska. So I have an interesting claim to the fame of avocado toast, because that's what my family did. They would just put all these avocados on toast way back in the mid 1920s. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it, and I would love to introduce Tommy and his amazing son. I think it's a son. I'm not sure. Maybe I got that wrong, but I can't hear. You're on mute, I think, there. But okay.
Am I on mute?
You are.
Now?
Yes. Welcome to the show, Tommy.
Oh, hey. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Such a pleasure to meet you, and thank you so much for contributing to the Wyld Farm Family Fun Show. So
Right. And you know what they say with working with kids and animals, you never know what to expect. So right now, little Red, we call her, is just kind of hunkered down. It's a little past her bedtime. So the fact that she hasn't had a breakdown it's a Christmas miracle. So we're going to live with it, folks. But yeah, so I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I too, Nick, my grandma Antonini was the biggest proponent of my culinary acumen. Just sitting on her counter stirring risotto or making pravolina or doing a billion raviolis. It's just, as a kid, you're there to be cheap labor. And you just never realize how inherent those skills become. And to tell you the truth, I'm adamant, and we call them CPS moments around the kitchen, and all like fun. Don't really call it CPS. Actually, I lived across the street. It's really kind of apropos, but I just really believe that the old adage of you tell a man what he can do is what you tell him what he will do. So with Ainsley, she started at about 2 years old with a paring knife, and then now she literally has, we call it it's really kind of it's a bigger paring knife now, because for some reason she didn't like the paring knife. It was too small, because now she cuts a whole bulb of celery when she's chopping celery with Daddy. She'll do the carrots and the celery when it comes to the mirepoix, but not the onions, because those are too spicy. But Troy and I've had so many conversations, and I hope anybody tuning in is, this time in our lives, if I hear the word unprecedented again, it's because I just said it. There's people out there that look at this as an opportunity to justify what they can't do and justify treating their fellow person poorly. And then there's people out there that are looking at this as 100% opportunity. And I have to tell you, I think that this has made me a better dad. I'm more patient. I'm more loving. I'm more understanding. I'm quicker with a pause than a no. And I'm realizing that because I said so is not a good rebuttal, even at 4. I mean, they're wicked smart. And so I'm taking this opportunity now I have a history of this. I have a history of working with kids. If you Google me, you'll see everything. I've fed preschoolers to misconnected young adults, and I developed an academy called Kitchen Sage, which is now run by Steepletown Neighborhood Services. And it's all about just getting the kids in the kitchen. It teaches everything from chemistry to weights and measures to confidence. And at the end of the day, everybody's got to eat. So when Ainsley was brought into my world, thank God, I decided that she's going to be my ultimate beta test on how early can we do things with this child, how early is appropriate. And Troy, looking at Santa Claus over there and hearing how old your son is, I think that those answers are dependent upon your kid, And I just, I set Ainsley up for success like I do all the chefs whenever I'm running a restaurant or consulting a restaurant. I give them their own areas that they're responsible for, and they have at it. So Ainsley actually has a drawer down here on this island, and it's her go-tos. It's, the goldfish crackers, the organic yogurts, and sometimes the applesauce, but she doesn't. She just cuts her own apples now. It's cooler than opening up a thing of applesauce. But I want to kind of pan my laptop here because I want to show you my fridge. My kitchen is designed so that we're never wasting food. We know automatically everything's in the line of sight of vision, so that if I look over at the bananas over here and they get spotty, I've got two things to do. I've got to feed my daughter and myself, to peel them and then freeze them, or bake them like right away. We do not waste food here. That's why we buy often, we buy small, and that goes with my refrigerator. People think, oh, you're a chef, you must have one heck of a pantry. And I'm just going to pan into the fridge real quick, because it's one of those things where I too have an artist, Troy. All right. But it's one of those things where this refrigerator is totally designed, and I'll get on the other side, designed so that Ainsley knows that anytime she can grab fresh raspberries, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, they've already been kind of washed. Her go-to pepperoni, cheese, these awesome. This is why I support local. This comes from Sammy's in East Town. It's a beautiful falafel, gyro place. It's awesome. And listen to that. She's calling out to me. So Ainsley, I'll be right there, boo. Okay. I will be. I'll be right there. See what I mean, you guys? So with that being said, it's just having a little bit more patience. Wouldn't it be hilarious if I just started yelling at her? I'm on the phone. But just having that where she's like, knows that if she's hungry, she can grab a snack at any time without enslaving me to do it. And I think that we're so quick to like, I'll do it myself. I can whip it up faster than you can. Forget about it. Done deal. Here you go. But instead, it's okay. You want what? All right. Well, come on. You gotta meet me halfway here, kid. And we say that a lot. It's like, okay, you want peanut butter and apples? Okay. All right. I'll wash the apple, but I'm gonna get started. So like, I still get started cutting around the core for her. But then she cuts it up in all pieces, and then here's your peanut butter. How much peanut butter are you gonna spoon on? And then really kind of engaging her with starting with weights and measures and being a chef, medium dice, fine dice, mince. Those are the three things that we're working on right now. And I tell you what, it's just cool. It's like I don't have to worry about entertaining her when I'm teaching her the hard skills of supplying food for her body, but also giving her the empowerment to make stuff on her own and know that it's okay to make a mistake. And seriously, like when it comes to temper tantrums and all that, that doesn't go outside the house. But this house, you can be a jerk all you want, and do your tantrums and express yourself. But when we're outside, I swear, we get right back in the car. I want to be, especially in restaurant, man, I want to be out in the restaurant too, but we had to go. So, and if you don't think I haven't dropped a ton of money on a meal I haven't eaten before, it's the truth, because if I just let her know that she crosses a certain line, then it's not an empty promise, because I think that when you start with empty promises and empty threats, they smell it. They smell it on you like fear. And they're like, fat boy's not going to do it. Well, they're going to do it. So with that, I wanted to talk to you guys about like my go-to snack, which is a home ec dream, and just really cool that the kids can really have some fun with. And that is their own pizza. Because kids want to make food. They want to be creative. They want to have fun. They do have limited palates, but at the same time, it gives them the opportunity for them to try things. So, Mr. Avocado Toast, you probably were like, what the heck? But I bet you $1,000 your grandma was like, well, what else are you going to put with this avocado? What else are you going to do with this? This is how you cut it. Yeah, you can use the knife or you can use the spoon. And I think that's where Ainsley's developing her palate is, first of all, we make sauce about once a month. It's so simple, stupid people. You can't beat it up. You just can't. You just throw whatever tomatoes you want in a pot. Right. On Sunday, we call it passata sauce, where you pass the tomatoes through. You can pass it through a press or squeeze them, especially late fall. That's really fun with the kids because they're just smashing the tomatoes in their hands. And, oh, trust me, you're going to find tomatoes on the ceiling months from now. I seriously, this morning, I'm like, I better get, holy cow, yep, there's passata there's passata right here. But it gets them involved. So now they know that, hey, they can take a bunch of tomatoes, they can take some Italian seasoning, they can take some fresh garlic, and sometimes maybe some onion and saute that first. But really, you're just bringing up that tomato sauce to heat. You're getting some of the acids boiled off. Dried or fresh parsley is an acid that counteracts that, and gives you a chance to pray. Have you guys ever prayed to the God of spices and herbs? So you probably have, because what a lot of people don't realize is that, you buy these dried herbs and they sit in your cupboard and whatnot. Mine are all in a drawer, actually right here. Mine are all right here. You can't really see it because I think I got a penguin in the way. Sorry, Merry Christmas. But the thing is when your herbs have been sitting around, I'll be right there, boo. You put them in your hand, and over the pot, you say a little prayer. You say, "Oh Lord, I know this Italian seasoning blend has been in my cupboard for 3, 4, maybe 5 years, maybe since college. I don't know, but I'm going to rub the herbs with my hands, right?" What happens is the one, if you just dumped it in, you're gonna have to dump in a ton, and the efficacy of the dried herbs is gonna be but the heat, the friction, your oils is gonna kind of bring out that essence of the herbs a lot better. Plus, it's an amazing smell. It literally it's great. I mean, forget high karate. You put a little bit of that out, you're going out, you smell great. So, but the thing is it's one of those things where now all of a sudden the kids have the herbs in their hands and they're smelling it. And this is not, we're not eating foie gras and frisée, Ainsley and I, at night with, with creme brulee. It's not happening. It's Ainsley loves Caesar, loves meat. She's the original keto. She used to like the pizza, and now all of a sudden it's like there's no bread, there's croutons, and that's about it. And so it's like it's meat and cheese and salad and vegetables and I've got pictures on Facebook of her. She eats raw broccoli like a drumstick in the store, like. And I'm like, sweet, cool, It's like broccoli, it's by the pound, so I'm saving a couple bucks. So it's one of those things where you just really it's like the COVID. What are you gonna do? Am I gonna be the parents that maybe some of us had that were quick to throw down martial law and scare and yell and scream and worse, or you just going to be like, help me understand why you're doing this, because I don't get it. We don't talk like that. And right now we got to just relax for a little bit. We got to chill out. And I think that it's that thing of keeping our kids engaged and having that fun with them. Right? I'm like going, oh my God, I can't believe she just didn't cut off her index finger and she totally missed it. But oh my God, her cuts are perfect. Like, I'm like, I'm like, she's like the Rain Man of celery chopping right now. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I don't want to brag about it too bad because I don't want all these moms going, she's 4 years old, you're going to kill her. It's like, you know what? I've got 3 rules. Keep her alive, don't raise a jerk, and smile. Those are my 3 rules, everybody. You know, so when people come at you with all these silly parental rules, listen, can you hear her right now? Yeah, boo? You do? What would you like, my love? Okay, can I set the timer? Can I have 4 minutes? Oh, thank you. That's what school taught me. I'm setting the timer. Hey Siri, set the timer for 4 minutes. Now, you don't see it. She's like laughing right now. So instead of me going, Ainsley, I'm on the show, blah, 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 I'm using the tool that her school uses. And it's like, to give them a little patience, like, Siri didn't hear me. There's no countdown. You know, yeah, she's saying right now, I didn't get that. It's like, don't worry about it. I got this. You know, that's all right. And then, you know, and Troy was able to see her use the smegnometer, the stethoscope on me earlier, and now she wants me to do that. But I just think if you just keep the food real and keep it real with your kids and make the time that you've got with them real and make stupid things extraordinary. All the weird stuff that is like you're pulling your hair out. It's like bath time. I'm like, I'm going to clean out that hot tub that I never use. We're going to prime that like nobody's business, and that's going to be our bath time. We're going to have all our bath toys right next to the hot tub outside, and she's going to freeze her little tushy going in and have a ball. And now it's like, instead of arguing about bath time, it's like we're jumping in together, and it's like sweet, you know. And she's got luxurious hair like you there, Mr. Moody. So, you know, there's a lot of coconut oil afterwards, and you know, and one of those wet brushes. That's the key. But hey, does anybody have any questions about some of my favorite things to do?
There's no questions yet, but I was gonna just add something, and maybe you can share your perspective too. But I know, like, we struggle to get our kids initially to eat healthier foods and want to eat the food that we bring to the table at dinner. So we notice, like, when we do what you talk about, like bringing them into the kitchen and preparing the food with us, they take ownership. So do you see like Ainsley like just gravitating towards like breakfast, lunch, and dinner because she can just raise her hand and say, yeah, well, I made that. And so, you know, share a little bit about that.
And the cheapest way to do that, get a mop and get a lot of towels and let them crack the eggs.
Yeah.
We'll take care of a kid for hours. You know, yeah. 1 second. I have another one of these in my fridge right now because we don't waste anything. And by the way, you guys label and date everything, right?
Beautiful advice.
Yeah. Right. And Ainsley was on a rampage. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a custard. If she's gonna crack all these eggs, I'm gonna crack away, and if she breaks some yolks, whatever, but I'll just pull the yolks out with my hands. And sure enough, I mean, I whipped up a really nice custard and whatnot. And then I'm like, cool, because I'm fat as it is, I'll just start doing egg white omelets. And so we've been doing egg white omelets the past couple days. And, you know, she eats some pasta. So we did a frittata for dinner tonight. And that's just using up old spaghetti and throwing some eggs in it and olive oil. So here's a trick, you guys. Fry your eggs in olive oil.
There you go.
You want the best eggs on the planet. And I've always been I love butter. I mean, butter will never leave me. But olive oil, I got to tell you what, it's a game changer. It's you know, it's just got that higher heat. And it doesn't have any whey proteins or anything like that brown or burn or crisp, and you just get a fluffier egg, especially if you're doing an omelet or a scrambled egg. So there you go.
Beautiful. Hey, I wanted to ask you. I know we talked about possibly bringing this on, but my brother-in-laws are huge Star Wars fans. And so I was hoping that you can just share a little bit about your Star Wars man cave that you have out back there, and just kind of tell us what it looks like.
We might have to shoot next week from the Star Wars if we can do a thing, but I'll be right there, boo, because as my cousin said when he walked in, he's like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen." Kind of sad. So I'm a vintage guy. I was born in 1970. 8 years, I'm 7 years old. Star Wars comes out. My parents, not in indictment, God rest their souls. I don't know how they did it. 7 kids, parochial school. No idea how they did it. It's a miracle we all survived, literally. And all I wanted was Star Wars figures. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted for anything. And got the cheaper Mike and Matt's version. Still love them. So then all of a sudden, like as a goof years ago, I just started kind of collecting them and whatnot. And now that it's turned into a highly insured part of my property, and it's one of those things where it's just fun. It's insane. And I'd love to come back and do another podcast with you. The best thing about it is right now I only have 2. I started with 3 when COVID started. I had different families coming every week and just watching a movie, one of the Star Wars movies or Mandalorian, which rocks, just to get out of the house, just to get, and it's one of those things where, yes, it's awesome. Yes, these things are very valuable, way above my pay grade. Yes, Ainsley plays with all of it. It's stuff, they're toys for the love of God and all that's holy. And actually, Justin Hybor's cousin Nick comes over with his boys every week, and they're like the nicest kids on the planet. And Jake one day said, "Chef Tommy, I can't believe you let us come up here and play and have fun, and I just wanted to thank you for that." And I just kind of looked at him. I'm like, "Yeah, but Jake, Max, come here. I'm gonna give you some pros and wisdom here. This room's really cool, very cool. Yeah. Now, how much fun would it be is if I was alone up here, just eating candy from the snack bar all alone and watching The Mandalorian? It would be very fun, wouldn't it? So it's kind of like candy. Like if someone gives you a big bag of candy, if God gives you a big bag of candy and you eat it all, you're going to get sick. But if you share it, right, then 1, you're just going to feel better about yourself because you shared it. And 2, when you don't have any candy, chances are someone that you shared with before is probably going to share whatever they have with you. And on that note, it is my habit and my MO, because I live at Meijer during this season because I'm always forgetting something for something. And I know everybody. And I always buy a thing of candy canes or a bag of candy on my way to the checkout. And anybody around me gets a piece of candy. Because you know what? Right now, with all the insanity right now, all we could do is the one thing we can do that's super free and super the way thing is just be ridiculously nice and be incredibly empathetic, because the fact that we're on this technology right now, gentlemen, and the people out there, we're extremely lucky right now. Mm-hmm. No matter where we're at, the bottom line is you have high-speed internet, so you can afford that, and you've got the opportunity to try to make your lives better by tuning into something that's really cool instead of just sitting at home in the dark and wondering where your next meal is. So yeah. I think that's, the moral of the story, that, and I think that's why I signed on to this, is like, look, It's free. I'll give you tips and tricks all day. Get yourself some squirt bottles for your kids. These things are the best thing on the planet. For your dressings, make homemade dressings with them. Homemade dressings cost a nickel, right? The pasta sauce, it goes in here, right? And then they can literally, you can have them have fun at the table. Who cares if it's not piping hot spaghetti? They can have a ball with it. Usually she's trying to write a name. You can get an A off this baby. So these things that we can inherently do for each other is share our love and our knowledge for what we do and who we are in our community. And so I just wanted to say thanks for letting me come on board and kind of tell you that, yeah, there is definitely a violation of child labor laws in this house. Definitely.
Well, Tommy,
encourage that.
We've really been grateful to have you on, man. This has been a lot of fun, actually. And so we really appreciate that. I see that you have your website address right there on your name.
Yeah, I've become TommyFitzChef.com. I'm no longer Tommy Fitzgerald. I'm TommyFitzChef.com.
There you go. So we encourage you to check out Tommy's website. I'll also chat in his links so you can get a hold of him.
Yeah.
We didn't dive into a lot of other stuff, but Tommy does some excellent work in the community. So if you live in West Michigan, check out what Tommy's up to. He does a lot of meal preps, food-related deliveries, and things like that. And so I encourage you to follow his page on Facebook, check out his website, and most importantly, you'll learn from an awesome guy with over 3 decades of experience in hospitality. So
ridiculous. I'm going on 4. I started at 11. This is going to be 40 years walking into January.
Well,
40 years.
He usually gets to walk in those shoes, you know.
And they're smelly and wet. And they're restaurant shoes. Nobody wants to walk in these shoes. That's why most chefs wear clogs. I'm not brave enough to wear clogs. So they just kick them off, leave them in the side yard, walk into the house because they're the epitome of. I have literally run socks out before because you just, you don't care. They don't care if you've been on your feet forever. They just. Make my steak, boy. But hey, listen, from the Fitzgeralds, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Don't care what you celebrate. Just do it with virtually or in person with the people you care about, and make a lot of good homemade food.
Beautiful, man. We're gonna bring Mike on, but we're gonna invite you to stay if you'd like to check out Mike and listen to his music and just enjoy the show with us. So
all right, I love it. I'm gonna go get my heart checked by my daughter, and then I'm gonna listen to Mike while we do that. All right.
Thank you so much, Tommy.
Merry Christmas.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you.
All right. So our next guest, super excited to introduce Mike Moody, and so I know Mike as family, actually, which is incredible to say. Mike is an exceptional human being. He's the lead singer and songwriter for The Real Stills, which is a soul rhythm and blues band based out of Los Angeles. And in 2001, we'll be releasing their debut album. But he's also the lead guitarist for Detroit rock and roll outfit, Saturn, and has been working with Grammy-winning producer Al Sutton to craft their next album with plans to release next year. And so that's just a handful of things that Mike has done in his career. An exceptional guy. You're going to hear some awesome music that our family has had a chance to be a part of. But without further ado, Mike, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is so cool. I'm loving it. Tommy was such a pleasure to listen to, too. He has so many wisdom nuggets that I can take with me. So it's,
Yeah, we never know what we're gonna get on this show. I mean, last week I think I learned as much about blackberries as you could possibly learn, where I could start my own blackberry farm and feel a little bit equipped to do so. So I mean, this show brings some crazy insights to light. But yeah, so Mike, we know that you're gonna play some music for us tonight. But tell us your story. Like, how do you get into music, and what does that look like?
Well, I started when I was about 12. My parents split up, and from that moment, my father hooked me up with a guitar. And so when I would go hang out at my dad's house, instead of just sitting there watching TV, I would just go and have this little tiny guitar to play with. I would go and listen to AC/DC or Rage Against the Machine or Guns N' Roses, and that was kind of a really when you're a teenager, when you're in middle school, you have all this craziness going on in your head, and a lot of my friends were really taking basketball seriously, and I was just kind of like, I don't think I'm going to be playing basketball for the rest of my life, but like if I have a relationship with this thing, maybe I can sustain this for a little bit longer. So I really found a love, and I was super lucky to link up with other players when I was about 13, 14, and we had this class in high school. It was called Music Seminar. It was Monday through Thursday. You learn a song either by yourself or with a group, and on Friday you play it in front of the class. And that was my first performing experience. Really, I was so nervous because any freshman in high school is terrified to go and bring their guitar and think like, oh, look what I can do, But it was so awesome. I met some of my best friends that really got me through high school, and that community. We were all so supportive. We would skip school to go to concerts and do the whole thing, and like every single weekend was just so exciting. And we were always in someone's garage jamming. So, and then about 5 years ago, I moved out to California, and I've been making a living doing music, doing weddings or showcases, or I've had a lot of Zoom gigs, and oddly enough, I've been doing some wedding proposals. Nice. over the pandemic, which has been really cool because you can kind of keep your distance and do the thing. And
that's cool.
Yeah, right when I came out here, I kind of had that same thing. It took a while to find my tribe, but now I have the 5 best friends I could ever ask for, and we're always pushing each other, and we're always just reminding each other why we're here and what we're here for, and to take care of our tribe. And I'm kind of bummed that we're not hanging out this Christmas, but those guys, you're only as good as the 5 people you hang around with, and so we're always just keeping each other sharp. And so I'm really grateful for that.
That's awesome, man. Beautiful. And yeah, I love the story back to when you were a kid, right? Because that's really when it first started, right? That's when you fell in love with your guitar, and obviously you're still rocking it now. So
it hits so hard when you're a kid, though. When you're in middle school, I feel like that was when I just remember taking the bus to school, and if I forgot my headphones, I would have the worst day, because that bus ride, I needed that stimulation. Music was, it was so much louder then, it still is really, I mean, it still speaks a lot, but back then I feel like with your emotions going crazy and everything like that, it's a good way to kind of give comfort in those feelings that you feel that you might not have the answers to.
Yeah. Well, before we have you play some songs for us, is there any advice that you would give a young musician, maybe coming out of high school or out of college or wherever, that you think might help them just to kind of stick with it? Yeah,
I think there's a couple things. The technical thing is make sure the metronome is your best friend. That is the language that we communicate through. When you're playing with other people, your timing, your feel is so essential to be able to communicate with other people on stage. And aside from that, it's so wild how many peaks and valleys you go through with doing anything that's an ambitious adventure. And so to remind yourself to kind of keep swimming and make sure that like this journey that you have, journal and write about the good days, but write about the bad days too. Like have that balance and be able to look back at those journals and really find out where your head was at. And creatively, it's essentially a creative dump when you go through your old journals, and you get to find out all of the growth that you've had and all the things that you've overcame. And I think that coincides with your relationship with this thing, or lyrics, or songwriting, or anything, or just life. Really, I think journaling's really helped a lot. And I wish I would have journaled when I was in high school, because that was some of the crazy. I was constantly having these huge breakthroughs, and I don't know, it kind of happened. Yeah. So
I mean, I totally agree with that, man. There's nothing better than capturing your thoughts, because you're constantly trying to find your way in the world, no matter what your passion is, right? And so that's amazing advice. And sometimes it's really hard to journal when you're younger, you know, especially with all the devices and engagement and everything nowadays. And so that's beautiful. So
yeah, real quick before Mike drops in on his magic, Mike, I just wanted to just acknowledge real quick. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your gift. And you know, I just hear so much courage and healing that you have found with just what your guitar has brought you. And that is such a beautiful gift, and it has brought you your tribe. And that is really a beautiful thing. So thank you for just like diving deep as to like your why, as to why you do this. And I was really excited before. Now I'm like, I am gravitationally pulled in to what you have to offer, brother. So thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, Nick. I'm really happy to be here too. I found a lot of joy. The first couple live stream things were a bit of a challenge because you're used to playing to these rooms and everything like that. But now we get this intimacy. We get this thing. It's kind of a curse that I have to look at myself when I'm doing it, but but it's fun. So I can't thank you guys enough for having me on board. This is going to be fun.
Of course, man.
So for this, I learned.
Show us yours. So take it away, man.
Yeah. So this guitar is a really cool guitar, by the way. This is a 1983 Martin M36, and about 3 years ago, I met this amazing couple in Malibu, and they happen to be from Detroit as well. And we just started hanging out and painting and listening to the blues. And Mark, whose guitar this is, said, "Mike, I want you to take ownership of this. I've had it in my closet for so many years, and none of my kids wanted to, gravitate towards it, and I want this thing to be played." So every time I play this guitar, this is my songwriting guitar. It's such a I don't know. It speaks volumes because he's in this guitar, his creativity and his essence as a good human and someone to look up to. So with that said, this is my favorite Christmas song, and I just learned it a couple days ago for this. So let's see how it works out. 'Cause I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, with the tree tops glisten and children listen to do sleigh bells on the snow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Because I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and white, and may all your Christmases be white. To the trumpet player now. Oh, because I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know back in Michigan, y'all. May your days be merry and white, and may all your Christmases be white. Oh, and may all all of your Christmases be white.
Yeah. Woo!
I got a little silly in the beginning. I don't know what inspired that.
That was amazing.
Oh man.
The trumpet. That was sick. The trumpet.
It's ridiculous. I don't know. I was trying to find ways to entertain myself as well.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh man. Well, yeah. I'll So I got a couple more. Tunes. This next one is one that we released last year as the Real Stills. It's called "Different Together," and I wrote this with my my best friend out here, Andy Vmar. He's the guitar player in my band, and he is the chef in the group. That guy he gets obsessed with recipes, and he'll cook them all week long until they're absolutely perfect. On Friday, he'll have the boys over, and we will just go bonkers over a lasagna that he's been working on all week. And he's so resourceful. You know, he's really smart with what he cooks and how he cooks it, and he's also really cool at teaching too. Let alone the guitar. You know, he teaches me things about cooking all the time. And so, I'm super happy to have Andy in my life. But this is a song that we wrote called "Different Together." Tomorrow's a freeway. You love some type of road. So I've been driving and spinning around this rubber until it leads me back to you. I ain't been thinking straight. Since your mind has changed, I'll reconsider the things you said. I can only hope you do the same, 'cause we could have been different together. We could have been different together, yeah. We could have been different together, but it is just what it is, yeah. Ooh. See, now the wheels are flying, the molecules are climbing as I'm gassing down on this endless highway, yeah. I'm thinking up a rat race of how it could have been, but now you've left me stranded here, and your words ain't sinking in, 'cause we could have been different together. We could have been different together. Oh, we could have been different together, yeah. But it is what it is. Oh, yeah. Hey, I bet you didn't see it coming, baby. Oh, yeah. We could have been different together. Hey, yeah, we could have been different together. Yeah, we could, baby. We could have been different together. But it is just what it is. And it's too late to change lanes.
Woo!
Broke a sweat on that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mike, you're bringing the heat. You're making me sweaty with your passion, brother. Wow, that is amazing stuff. Woo!
Just gonna pull my eyes back in my head, and
That's why I have to take my shirt off here. I don't know. I know.
Oh, yeah, that song's a lot of fun, and my mom actually had something interesting to say. The last lyric is, "We could have been different together, but it is what it is, and it's too late to change it." And my mom said, "Oh, sounds like, and it's too late to change lanes." And I kind of like that better. So on the record, it's change it. But but my mom kind of influenced that. So it's funny how most songs and especially with songwriting too, a lot of that is just misinterpreted conversations that you hear. You think you hear someone say something, they said something completely different, and you can kind of run with it, kind of create your own little scenario with that. Yeah. So I kind of love it. You know,
I'm like, did I just hear what I think I heard, or did I just want to hear what I want to hear?
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of people just want to hear what they want to hear, you know? But yeah, so, and then I got this song here too. This song is dedicated to my wonderful Aunt Shelley.
Nice.
And so this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over, crazy year, and a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas. I hope you have fun on all your family Zoom meetings, the near and the dear, the old and the young. So very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. And so this is Christmas, for weak and for strong, for the rich and the poor ones. Oh, the road is too long. So happy Christmas for black and for white. Oh, for yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the fight. In the very Merry Christmas, yeah, and a Happy New Year. Oh, let's hope it's a good one without any fear. Oh, let's hope it's a good one without any fear. Oh, let's pray that it's a good one without any fear.
Yeah, Mike. Beautiful.
It would have been John Lennon's 80th birthday last week.
Wow.
Yeah, 1940. Old. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys caught this, but last Friday, Paul McCartney had the #1 album and Ringo Starr had the #1 single, which is so awesome that they're still kicking it. They're way up there, like 78, and they're still putting out good songs. And when you hear something like that, you realize like those guys were born to do that. Those guys couldn't stop doing that if they tried. You see Mick Jagger at this age still shaking his hips like he was 22.
I know, that's unbelievable, dude. Like if you didn't know, like if you never knew who the Rolling Stones were and you went to your show and like you were in the nosebleeds, you'd be like, that guy's got to be like 26 years old or something. Running around on stage, like, and then you like get a close up and like, oh, he's 70 something. Like, that's crazy.
Hey, you're not kidding, man. Yeah,
he brings fire, man. I love it. Yes, and you're absolutely right. That passion, that determination, that mastery, like there's a gift. Yeah.
And all those guys.
I feel like you have that same gift, bro. I do.
Working on it, man. It's it's a heavy task and a heavy craft, I would say. But it's, you know, the coolest thing about music or any craft really is you can, as long as you have the willingness to learn, you can put your mind to anything. As long as you're resilient and do that, I think that's it's kind of the best blessing that every human being is gifted with, you know, focus and resilience. So
absolutely, brother. Well, you have a gift, and thank you so much for bringing just such heart-centered songs and your passion and your heat to this call. I'm truly grateful to know you, and I can't wait to hear your album that comes out next year. Like, congratulations, that's huge. And I'm here to support you, bro. So anytime I can support you.
Nick, that means a lot, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Well, I mean, you guys even doing this. You guys opened me letting me come here and do this. It's
oh my gosh, we've got a new visitor. Oh my gosh. Hey guys. What is up?
So Mike sitting here decided he would wake up from already being in bed to come say hi to you.
Oh, well. Hi. Wow.
Right there. Oh, he wants to push the buttons.
He wants to push buttons.
Can you say hi to Mikey?
Did you do that one in the yellow one? Did you do that one?
Who drew?
Yeah.
You did that one?
It?
I had a good feeling. That looks pretty good. That looks awesome.
It's Elf on the Shelf.
Elf on the Shelf?
On the shelf.
You nailed it. Oh.
He's quite the artist, so he definitely knocks it out of the park, and it's fun to watch. So.
Oh yeah, believe that. Yeah.
So Troy, if you're Papa Bear, what are the nicknames for your two sons here? What do we got?
Well, I think Kellen's wearing a snowman one, but you know, mom's got Mama Bear, and the boys I think have Baby Bear, right? Brother Bear and Baby Bear.
Brother. Oh, that's good. That's real good. Brother Bear and Baby Bear.
Hey, you got to have a little fun this week, right?
Yeah.
Especially these days. So.
Yeah. Totally.
You have a beautiful family. You have two beautiful boys, Troy.
Well, thank you, Nick. Oh, other one's sleeping? Oh my, Trevin's sleeping already. That's phenomenal.
Yes.
Well, Mike, thank you so much, man. Truly grateful for you and love everything that you're doing in the world. Love following you. I'm grateful to be able to say that you're part of our family, and I get a chance to see you, and that's awesome. And I know Kellen really looks up to you too. He talks about you all the time, man. So
that's my guy.
Wow.
That's my guy.
Well, really, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Is there anything you want to tell the listeners? I know you got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. So where can they find you and stay in touch and follow your music?
Yeah, first things first, I hope everyone this year makes the most out of the Christmas. I hope everyone really, really has a great Christmas and makes the most of what we have. We're all in weird situations this year around, and we're used to just being swarmed with love, but we can you know, there's still like a silver lining. There's still so much joy that we can have. And we're what Tommy was saying, we are so lucky that we even have these screens right now and the technology to be able to communicate like this. And it's really gotten us through. And so, yeah, I hope everyone makes the most out of their Christmas. And as far as the endeavors, everyone should check out if they want to hear some rock and roll. There's this band that I just started recording with called Saturn, and they're based out of Detroit. And for the month of November, I spent about 5 weeks living with them, and it was awesome. We got to record pretty much every single day. If not, we were jamming or cooking in the house. And so they have an album out right now called Stomp Shop. But next year, they're going to be releasing about 6 new songs. So it's fun. And then I mean that's just about it. And then the real still is we got our album coming out, but you guys can check all that stuff out on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, and however else you listen to music.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us. I'll go ahead and close us down for the night. But again, thank you everybody for joining the Wyld Farm Show tonight. On the show, we talk about everything farm, food, family, and most importantly, have a lot of fun. And if you stayed with us throughout the live version of the show, I'm sure you got to see all the laughter that we had, starting with Chef Tommy in his kitchen with his daughter, and then some fun with Mike and his awesome music. And so thank you for everybody that joined us live. If you did not get a chance to watch us, this is a live recording, so you can access it at any time. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Wyld Farm Family Fun, and we air new episodes every Tuesday. So I hope everybody has a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. But to echo what Mike said, most importantly, make the most of it, whether you're with your individual family or intimate family or your extended family.
Much love, everyone. Happy Christmas. Thank you. Thanks again, Mike.